Cries and Whispers was released in 1972 and was directed by Ingmar Bergman. The movie sees the story of three sisters coming back together as one of them, Agnes, is dying of cancer. Throughout the movie, each of them and Agnes's assistant are haunted by the grief and shame that torments their souls. While I haven't seen as much of Bergman's filmography as I would want to, he is one of my favorite directors of all time from the movies that I've seen. A lot of the times his movies tackle existential fear, and this movie is probably the epitome of that subject matter when it comes to his filmography. And as Bergman describes the movie itself, he sees it as an exploration of the soul. Now, the movie is visually jaw-dropping. The cinematography and the production design are insane to look at. It's one of the best looking movies I've probably ever seen. The color choices especially are really interesting, especially using red throughout a lot of the movie for a lot of the sets. It gives the movie almost an unsettling feeling to it, where it feels intimate. And that being said, this is literally one of the most intimate movies I've ever seen. The sound design is intentionally sensitive, so in some scenes you can hear people swallowing, moving, and breathing when they are talking to each other, more so than you would in normal audio. It sounds like you're right next to this person. The context ranges from anger to romance, depending on the scene. This adds an extra layer to those scenes when you can hear every minuscule action someone is making. It feels incredibly personal and intimate, almost making it feel like a secret you shouldn't be seeing. The performances are also very solid across the board. Everybody gives a really good performance. This does see another collaboration between Liv Ullmann, who plays Maria, one of the sisters, and Ingmar Bergman. They were very frequent collaborators throughout their careers. And the direction itself is impeccable. It's the best part of the movie. This does feel like it's entirely Bergman's movie, which is a positive and negative in some ways. If you are a fan of Ingmar Bergman and his filmmaking, you will probably be a fan of this movie. However, if you are not as familiar with Bergman's work and aren't really a fan of the more art-housey genre of movies, you probably won't enjoy this movie. Because even for myself, there were moments that it almost felt too art-housey for me, even though the story and the execution is done well enough where it kept me interested in the movie. But it does ride that line of almost becoming too obnoxiously art-housey at times. However, it was also the only movie directed by Ingmar Bergman that was ever nominated for Best Picture. So I probably don't even know what I'm talking about when it comes to accessibility with this movie. I do think this is a good movie, especially if you're a fan of Bergman or art house movies. You're gonna like this movie. Otherwise, you might not like it as much, and it's really outstanding on its own. So I'm going to be rating Cries and Whispers a 9.0 out of 10. Now, have you guys seen Cries and Whispers? What is your favorite Ingmar Bergman movie? Let me know, and I'll be back with another video.